Just when everyone doubted it. This 111's. Yep. Everyone said it would fail. It kind of did, but not because of that.
PG-13.
Oh, mother truckers. Haha, who's laughing now? It's out of the car. But haha, who's laughing now? This will go into another car or truck. We'll see. Only time will tell. I only pulled it off so I can get this booger off. It's expensive, boy. Pump. I forget what pump it is. But it's an expensive one. Taking it off of this motor, it's going on this one. Alright guys, I'm putting this oil pump on this LS on the front of this motor. And there's kind of something I need to go over. With these being new, I already had it on that one. And I did the same thing on it. But you have to shim these because there's a little bit of slop and a little bit of play in these new pumps. I've found that for me, I didn't want to cut any of the spacers I had, you know, like the little feeler gauges or anything. So what I found is that 2 pop can, like sleeves, will fit into each groove. Like I just go 1, 2, and then 3. I cut it up into thirds. So I'm able to stuff 2 in here, 2 in here, and 2 in here. What I mean by that is these little raises, I'll put like 2 sleeves in there, 2 sleeves in there, and then 2 sleeves in there. And that just basically centers it up. I know some people aren't as meticulous as, you know, they just, you know, just basically throw it in there and be done. But I just kinda, I don't like doing that. Okay, it's a milling, yeah, milling pump. And it's part number 10296. And it held good. That's what I like to see right there. It held good oil pressure throughout every pass. I mean, I never had a problem out of it, so I did want to put this one back on the motor I'm going to be reaming the crap out of. So I just figured I'd share it with you guys, and I'll kind of show you that once I get it on there and set it up. Alright, once you get these tight, you know, I think they're like 1,000,000 torque or something. Anything, what this will do, it's a 3/8. I just went until it stopped. So once you're done, you just go ahead and pull these out. That's it. It's literally nothing to it. And that's done. Now I gotta do the bottom, and it's literally just this little guy, and there's this, and make sure your O-ring's good, not cut or nothing, yada yada. Use red Loctite to put that sucker in. You don't want it coming out. I even put a little dab on the nut that I'm putting on as well, just to be extra sure that it might come loose. Hey guys, little follow-up video. So far we've got basically most of the motor together. I should have filmed it all, but got the oil pump in, and front cam cover, harmonic balancer. I even got a dipstick. I drove it for 2,000 miles without a dipstick. You know, as long as you have oil pressure, you know, you don't have to worry about checking your oil as long as you have oil pressure. So another thing I did was I was having back pressure issues pretty bad, and I didn't really do anything about it until now. So what I ended up doing was this. Yeah, it's just this guy. Because on the back side there's like a big long piece of steel in there originally that I had to take out. Took that sucker out, and I literally drilled like 15 times around the hole. Like around it. I went all the way around, and then I used my little Dremel and dremeled it out, and then literally just used its own threads to thread it in, and then it actually works pretty good. So back pressure on this side won't be an issue. Now I'd probably need to do it on this side as well, but I should have filmed it because it was a process. It does get annoying when you get blow by everywhere else and you start blowing seals out and stuff. So yeah, so I think you can buy these done like that for like $100 and some bucks, but I'm not that guy. I have a lot of time on my hands, so I like wasting time. So yeah. Alright guys, so I just installed the right valve cover and it looks dope! Yeah! Boy! It don't look too bad. I mean, I think it'll look better in the car. Right now it don't look like nothing, but I'm going to run, obviously, an AN fitting. I think this is like dash 8, I believe. No, it's like dash 10. It's pretty big. I'm going to run this, hopefully, over, under past the intake, and then straight over, and then to the left side of the car. I still need to take out the brake system. It's actually right underneath of the reservoir. You can actually see a little bit of it. I need to take all that out so I can actually run a catch can. Yeah, so everything is going to go into the catch can. I don't know. I'll bet they make something for that though. I'll almost guarantee they literally make something to go straight into this. I can't believe that they wouldn't. I'll bet they do. I'll guarantee it. I'll bet they have a little deal, a little dealy, or maybe I could just make it. I could just literally maybe drill and tap this thing. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Okay, well, I might just find my other fitting somewhere in this mess, and then maybe drill and tap this, and then just have my own little dilly that I can actually, well, it's still loose, but I'll be able to actually use it for oil fill, and then be able to run a little fitting off of here, maybe a little straight fitting. Yeah, I think that'll work. Anyways, I found these, and I think what I'm going to do is do that. Yeah, I mean, it's smaller anyways, because I don't think that big boy would fit into here anyways. So, I mean, it would, but it would be damn close. It might actually be perfect, but this is the only ones I can find. So what I'm going to do is see how well they kind of go in there. So I'll update you guys. Alright, so since this is plastic, I am going to use a drill bit to start it. It actually fits right inside of there, but that's fine. I have this little guy to do the job once I get it that far. So without further ado, I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Oh, ooh, silky boy. Yeah, that's right. I just went backwards. It's a little oblong, but this is why they make the knobs. Shit. This stuff might actually be malleable enough. I might be able to actually fit it. You guys can't really see that, but it's pretty close. Alright, let's try going in the way it's going to stay now. I don't know how well this is going to stay in there once I do get it in, because there's only a little bit of thread that's going to be holding it in. but that's why we do these things. Save money. Save. You're not saving any time doing this, but saving money. Alright guys, so another thing I forgot to mention was on this little oil cap. I've had to in the past use like a rag or something to stuff up in there because it was actually like loose in there, and then you could actually see it like puffing, or like after every pull you could see like oil just oozing out of it. So I just went ahead and threw another thing of rag in there. It's kind of dirty, but I mean it's just holding it in place. It's actually really tight, but I mean I think this is gonna work pretty decent. So it's kind of gonna look like this. Bam. I don't think it'll look too bad. So we get this one over here. I might actually turn this one back and then go straight back, and then over, and then meet this one here. But I guess we'll have to see. So once I get it on the car, I'll have a better idea of where it kind of needs to go. But I might actually get like a 45 fitting for this, or maybe like a 180, so that it kind of cleans it up a little bit more. But yeah, everything's coming together pretty successfully so far. I mean, granted there's some hackery going on, but I mean, I just want to see what it does. People keep asking me like, oh, it's sticking out of the hood, the motor's sticking out of the hood and everything else. I'm literally going to leave it like this for 1 year and see what it does after 1 year, and then I'll be able to figure out where all of the weak points are on the motor, the trans, axles. If there's a wire I forgot about on the inside of the car, it's actually gutted right now. I just want to be able to pinpoint anything, and if something bursts, like I had the antifreeze, the coolant line blow on us a week ago, which is why obviously I had to do this. But if something happens like that, I don't want to have to start all over. So yeah, hey, at least I have all my bolts and my exhaust manifolds now. Yeah. Turns out the same bolts that are like in these, like the front and the rear, the cam cover and all that, they're the same bolts. So I just use those. Maybe they're a different type of bolt, but who cares? They're in there. So more later. Okay, let's see if I'm forgetting anything. Ah, damn. Need a fitting for that. Okay, so yeah, see, I do use most of everything off of this old motor. Audi, there you go. Here's your boat. Washer. Okay, this is what we got going on here. We got our good old Chevy. As you know, they made nice little holes in the bed so you can strap down your engine hoist, cherry picker. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna figure out how it goes. Sorry for the wind noise. Quite windy. Alrighty guys, so it has been a minute since I started filming. I kind of got carried away into it, but basically I have everything about buttoned up, other than a couple odds and ends. But yeah, I definitely forgot to film most of the process. When I mean most of it, I mean all of it. So right now I'm actually trying to change the oil. Well, actually take that freaking oil filter off, and once I do, see, I already got all fresh oil for it, all full synthetic, so it has the best chance possible of blowing up. See, the oil is not the problem. I do have a replacement if anybody's interested. It is broken now, but it is a HP6A Fram Racing filter. I know a bunch of people don't like Fram, but this is literally the only company that makes them this big for this adapter. I'm not sure what the adapter is, like what the part number is or anything, but I ended up getting it from Summit. I always go by there. The job I do is I travel on the road, and every time I go past Summit or Jigs, I'm kind of halfway between both of them. We have the best of both worlds. Going down to Columbus, I get Jigs. If I go to College, Akron area, I go to Summit. So every time I do that, they have a clear track at Summit, which is awesome. Billet aluminum boy, and just have it mounted right on the side there with some bolties. It is a hamburgers oil relocator kit. It's literally just a plate, but I mean, it's been working. I've gone through 2 oil changes. It is kind of a pain in the neck to get the old oil filter off, so don't tighten it too tight like I keep doing. I literally had to put a ratchet strap around it and then tied it to here, and then like had to ratchet it up to loosen it up, and then finally spin it, and I had to keep hitting with the freaking pry bar to get it loose. But without further ado, I'm going to take it off and change this oil. Okay guys, got it loose now, and this is kind of bigger than what you would think and what it looks probably on camera. Just the size of this freaking oil filter is extreme, and it's gonna come off hard all the way down, because I know Fram gets a lot of rap on being bad at oil filters, but even they thought about keeping the debris separate, so they went ahead and not only put a O-ring here, like on the top, it's all the way out here. Okay. But they even put one inside of here. You can see the O-ring right there. It goes right on the threads there. So one thing I like to do, especially with this big old boy, is fill it up with motor oil, new of course. This one does take like 1.5 quarts or like 2 quarts almost, so it's best to like get it, it's big enough that I don't have to worry about it. It's a high flow, so I don't really have to worry about the oil not pumping through it fast enough to get back to the motor, but it's just something that's nicer for the motor to do. I mean, like all the regular oil filters, it takes forever for it to go down these ports, but this one's so massive that it literally takes no time to engulf it. You'll see the oil start to go all the way down to the bottom. You'll see it start to submerge any minute. Yeah, there's the oil. So go ahead and lube up the O-ring a little bit. Devin actually showed up. He's getting the other synthetic oil in there. It's expensive boy stuff. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. It's expensive. It was like $110 for all this.
Valvoline.
Valvoline's full synthetic boy.
So one.
Yeah.
It's supposed to shimmy like Mobile 1.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this bad boy on. I don't know. Well, it wouldn't go through the way I was going to do it. She was going to do it before, and then it was going to take like 2 hours to do it again. Talking about uploading the other video, it takes forever. Spin that boy on there. Ta-da! It's on. Eat that titty, boy. Eat that titty.
Nobody need no funnel when you're this good.
Yeah.
Alright guys, here goes the first startup. He's about ready to let her rip. He's just priming the system. Getting good oil pressure before he starts it.
What taking you so long? I got my spark plugged in. It's easy. He's got cooler pipe. He's got turbo to work around. So think about that, guys, before you start putting everything on top of where your spark plugs go. It's gonna make it a mother trucker. We're almost ready to fire it.
Alright guys, here comes startup.
Okay guys, so the Audi's running, we got some fittings, we got some T's, and we got some T's. Oh shoot, I'm so excited. So very excited. I literally have this little fitting to plumb in, boop-pew, and then antifreeze, and to get it back to its former glory. That's it. And if you guys are wondering like, oh no, you forgot the cam sensor, it's actually a rear mount now, because I actually put the actual cam that's supposed to be in it instead of making it work. The other cam I had in the other motor came out of my brother's car. He already put a boosted cam in it, and it actually takes front cam sensor, and then I ended up having to make it all work and had to do some freaky deaky stuff to it to make that all jive with itself. Yeah, I put the actual cam in. It's the sloppy stage 2, and it sounds sick. And I also put those valve springs in it, or what's supposed to be in it. So I put them in it. The heavier valve spring. It's a dual spring yada yada dealie. But guys, I'm excited. We'll probably do a full preview of Slouch, because there's a couple people asking about him. Asking about, you know, what is actually done and how I ran things. Like everything's gutted. For now. It's all going back in. See, I ran my radiator in the back, cut a big hole where the spare tire used to go, and ran my lines back here, and then I actually put a bulkhead fitting on the floor there, and then I went down and then straight up through, followed the bottom of the car all the way down, and then popped it back up where the fender sits up. So more later. Alright guys, so I rolled Slouch out into the wilderness with us. I'm gonna run it a couple times and see if I can bleed this coolant system. I already poured some in it before I even pulled it out. I let it run for a little bit actually, but I'm sure it's still gonna take a little bit more, because I actually Use probably half of that 5-gallon drum, 5-gallon bucket.
8.9 WRDL.
Actually seems like it's running a little better. I actually ended up having to change this plug and put it over here, and then put that one over here. So yeah, I still do have to put some more hydraulic fluid in my power steering reservoir. So I do have to make a parts run. So that's probably what I'm going to do now, and I'll update you guys.